And public hearing on the subject.
Am I going to be last?
Go ahead.
Richard Anise, 13030 Northeast 10th
Can you put,
Avenue.
sorry, sir. Can you put the time, Alim? What time it is?
Sure.
Instead of the 2 minutes running.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Um, I'm not going to rehash a bunch of this stuff, but I was just enlightened. I specifically heard Thursday that in the course of when we were discussing this at Biscayne Landing, that the $1.5 million rent was going to be retained, which is impossible because you're no longer having 1/3 of the property there. So all you're really doing is taking the value of the the $500,000 a year that's going to come out of the rent, and you're going to take it now, and you're giving the property away for nothing. Because you're going to, if you don't give this property away for $20 million, you're going to get that $500,000 a year in the $1.5 million rent, and you're still going to get whatever you would have gotten on participation. You may not get, they may play hardball and say, well, we're moving out because we need to put condos there, and we don't want to build rentals anymore. You can still build condos on a 99-year lease land. You're gonna get rent. You're gonna get mortgages for 20 years. People, that's 1/5 of the value of the length of the lease. You're still going to be able to sell condos even if it's on leased property. And I was given two different answers. One to the fact that the property would still come back if you sold it by one of the people that was giving the presentation of the appraisal. One of the other appraisers said, no, that's not true. You are actually giving fee simple if you sell this property. So you're giving it away for nothing because you're taking that 1/3 of the rent that you were going to get, and you're going to get that now, and you're only going to get the 2/3 less. I mean, the 2/3 of the remaining rent that you're not taking up front. So you're virtually giving the property away for nothing.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is now closed. And where's your calendar?
Sorry, I forgot to turn my microphone back on. I'd like to move that we continue this item so that we have an opportunity to revisit a lot. Obviously, we just heard 4 hours of presentation on this matter. Some absolutely outstanding questions were raised. I think it would be in the best interest of the community to take a little bit of time to visit some of those questions, to see if there's not some more discussion that can be had on the matter. I'd like to move to continue this item. I'd be willing to come back next week for a special city council meeting if necessary.
Let me check with everybody's calendar to see. And council, will you be able to be here next week? Monday, Tuesday, and wherever?
I am available. I'm not sure that we can get everything done in 1 week. I'm not sure that we can accomplish putting together this entire contract.
You need more than 1 week.
I'd like to see the 2 weeks.
Okay. And
What I'd like to do
What?
is see us meet in 2 weeks, and as far as public hearing, limit it.
no, we close public hearing. What we're gonna be doing is vote on
Well,
the
if we're
next time.
required, then I would like to limit everybody.
If it's legal, that we do
But-
that.
but You can have the right to limit it, and I'd like to, if anybody wants to make a comment, give them a minute. but I
Because
think-
we hear all the comments. City Attorney, can we do that?
Can you not allow public comments? I would
Since-
recommend that you limit the public comments
Public
at
comments.
the next,
Okay,
at the
okay.
next hearing.
Okay. And when is the next council meeting?
28th of October.
Okay. Can we have since you're not gonna be here next week, can we do it on Monday the 27th?
I'm not back in. I'm I'm in a flight from Dallas that lands at 7 o'clock that night, so I don't know that I'd be able to get here.
I said if
I'm-
we just do it at our regular meeting, it's gonna be a short one because we're not gonna have the public hearing, we're not gonna have presentations, we're back here to vote on it.
The reason why I said 27, it's if we haven't finished on the 27, we have the 28.
Yeah,
That's
I just,
you.
I'm not
Oh.
confident with a flight out of town landing at 7 o'clock. That means it's probably past 8 before I'm even out the gate and not
Okay,
here by
okay.
8:30. So I'm afraid I wouldn't even be available, and we have a 3-person council at that night. So.
Okay, and Councilwoman Still.
Thank you, sir. I'm listening to Councilman Keys. You said that it will be too much to put up for 2 weeks.
She
for
said
1
instead
week.
of 1 week.
So what is it that we trying to get together? Because tonight I think that we were voting on giving staff. Actually, you know what? I don't think that we ever decided what is it that we're voting on tonight, or what is it that
That-
we're
that's-
We're voting
Because
in the
to me
plan before
personally, I
us.
wouldn't
That's-
mind doing
that's
it
the
even
problem.
after election. It makes no difference to me when
No,
you
I'm,
guys
I'm
vote
not
it.
looking to postpone
So,
it for political reasons.
Um,
I have been working on this contract, the actual paperwork, nonstop since Thursday night, and I've been meeting with the developers. Disclosure, I've met with all the developers, all the lobbyists, and we have been meeting, trying to put together, and with the permission of my attorney, I've been meeting with the appraisers, I've been meeting with our outside counsel, and we've been negotiating a contract. And the developer is absolutely cooperating. But we have this huge $20 million contract, and we've got exhibits. And the contract that is in front of you in your package, what we've been given, refers to exhibits that are really a major part. One of them is a participation, one is a Fourth
She wanna
Amendment.
go over the
We've-
full
we've gotta
contract.
get
and
this
everything,
right.
and
The contract is wrong. When I got to the contract, there were so many things that were wrong with it, so many things that were sloppy, missing concepts, negotiable items, and I've got the cooperation with the developer, and I've agreed that I will help. This is what I do for a living, and this is my expertise. So I've taken a big interest, and I really have spent a lot of time doing this, but it's not ready. And to even think of voting tonight, one of the reasons is a version that I received, I guess we got Sunday, that I have, is totally different and does not match, in important terms, does not match what's online. And I just saw for the first time, because I haven't had time to look at the exhibits, but there's things in the exhibits that don't match the lease, which I just noticed for the first time. I'm sitting here scrambling with documents and documents, and that's not the way to do a contract.
So, Mr. Mayor, would
Yeah.
you allow me to make my motion to continue sort of open?
No, we understand that. We just want to hear from
sorry,
everybody. Then after that, we will
Yeah.
move the motion and even listen to the developers what do they think, and then we will move with the motion.
Another concern that I'm not hearing that has been addressed is that from my understanding, most of the constituents referring to the amount of the money that either the city manager and the city attorney negotiate or in the process of negotiation with the developer is not enough. So, are we giving recommendation to staff to continue the negotiation, or are we allowing, since Councilwoman Keys mentioned earlier that she has been meeting with the developer, with the city manager, and everybody else regarding the agreement? So I'm just wants to get a clear understanding. What is it that we're looking for? If we don't do it tonight, is it we just table it and start all over again? And
No, that's not
having
what
the
we say.
same-
We
or-
council, and we have a contract before us, and we have a piece of documents before us. Councilwoman Still say, and Carol Keys said she need more time to go over it.
And I mean, I really am not the person to be doing this, but I have been doing it, and
I don't have a problem with that,
Mhm.
but I'm not here to address the concern of the councilwoman wants more time. my interest mostly, not to disregard your interest, is that I have been sitting here for almost 3 hours and listening to the constituent remarks, concern. We have to address their concern as well. It's easier for us to call the city manager, the city attorney, the developer to sit down with them to discuss our interest or our concern.
We all have
But
been.
we actually, I'm not discussing that because I have been, for disclosure purposes, I have been meeting with them as well. For the past couple of days, the city manager, the city attorney, the developer, I don't think I have been meeting with any lobbyists, but I have been meeting with different people in the community, so that show interest and concern as well. So, and I'm sure most of us up here, is not all of us up here, have been doing the same thing. I am just wants to get a clear cut because Councilman Scott Galvin and I has been sitting in Biscayne Landing for a very long time, and you two probably don't have the feel that I'm getting up there. I have been seeing this movie a million times already. So just want to make sure that we actually know exactly where we're going. I don't mind voting on it tonight or 2 or 3 months or 6 weeks from tonight. It makes no difference to me. But I just want to make sure that whatever the recommendation will be or whatever the decision that we're taking tonight is clear. And as of now, it's not really clear to me. Are we table the item because we want to talk about?
We're not table it.
Can I finish?
We're gonna. You're asking a question.
No, I didn't finish
Oh,
my question.
okay, go ahead.
Are we table the item, which if we vote on it, if we're not voting on it tonight, that's mean we table the item for the purpose that we have to think about our ways or what the method that we're gonna be using in order to ask for more money, which I agreed if we have to ask for more money. Are we just table it simply for either Councilwoman Keys or the city attorney go back and revisit the agreement, the sales agreement? So what is it? I just want to make sure that tonight I have a clear understanding.
Okay.
We tabling it for what?
We're
What
not
is it we're gonna be
table it.
working on?
Let me give you the answer.
Oh, okay. We're not tabling
We're gonna postpone the vote. That's what we are doing. Postpone the vote. We're not tabling it.
Oh, I don't understand the difference then.
Can you explain that?
The difference between postponing and tabling, I
Mhm.
believe it's continuing. So you're going to, what the mayor seems to be suggesting is that you're going to continue the item until the next council meeting, as if you took a recess and you come back and you pick up where you left off. So it's probably semantics in terms of what you're thinking about.
Okay.
Can we hear? Where's Mike? Mike
So-
Stillman. Oh, you're not feeling.
But when we continue, what we'll be doing in between? What is it that we'll be doing in between?
In my motion to continue, if I might, Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
for the councilwoman, my suggestion is that staff continue the negotiation process. It's not that we cut it off, we just keep talking. You know, if it meant we'd come back here in 48 hours, I'd be willing to come back in 48 hours, but I think that's unrealistic. But until such time as a resolution or an agreement can be reached, let both sides continue to talk. I think we've had such major positive progress in the last 10 days or so. And I was so glad to, and Michael, I want to thank you. I want to thank Mr. Lafrac. I want to thank everybody who's on your team for taking the time to meet with my crazy self, to go through a lot of different things. We spent a couple hours today. We've been on the phone back and forth. I appreciate that greatly. Mr. Tate said how wonderful the Lafrac organization is. I echo that. I think we're going to make a great deal for everybody involved. We just need a little bit more time to massage it out, and we'll all be on the same page. So, Councilman Sterl, I hope that both sides continue to talk every day through the process.
I understand, but I'm still feel that, okay, what is our recommendation? Continue to talk. If you have to call the Lafrac group or Olita, what is it we want them to talk about? Call them to say, how are you? You know what, we'll be meeting, we're going to vote on it? Or are we calling them that council feel that we want to address the constituent concerned, we need to ask for more money? Or what is it?
It's
What
up
the
to
talk?
each council member. Maybe what Councilwoman Keys want, that's not what I want. Maybe what Scott Galvin want, that's not what you want. We're gonna be talking and we're gonna come here for a vote.
Oh.
So my motion is to continue the matter
Okay.
so that we have the opportunity to continue negotiations and come back, whether that be in 1 week,
We have a
2
paper
weeks.
said 20 million. Maybe I want 21, maybe you want 22, maybe another person want 19.
Okay. So when is
But
it?
we
When
all,
coming back?
it's like, huh?
When are we coming back?
That's what we are discussing. What is your thought about that, Mr. Chairman?
As you all know, Alita and the city manager and the city attorney, we've been working tirelessly. Since the resolution was passed, we started with the appraisal process. In the midst of the appraisal process, we started the legal documentation, and Alim and Regine have done no less than a yeoman's effort carrying the load and pushing this forward. We really were hoping that we'd be able to move this forward expeditiously. As I've explained to the council, there are certain externalities involving our financing that Olita would really like to see a swift resolution to this issue and be able to demonstrate to our lenders that there is a path forward for Biscayne Landing. It is disappointing that we do have to continue this, but I do believe the discussions tonight were productive, and I think that over the next week, or if 2 weeks are deemed necessary, we should be able to get there and get it finalized.
What can you answer to those people who think you want to buy it and flip it? That's some concern that have been addressed to me. What do you?
So a lot of people keep talking about the $60 million number, keeps coming up. The $60 million number was what the appraisers calculated as the fee simple interest, the value of the fee simple interest today, right? That would be the combination of Olita's current interest and the city's current interest in the 50 acres. That works out to approximately $20,000 a unit, give or take. Let me walk you through the math on the 50 acres that we are proposing to purchase so you understand what our overall cost basis is. First is the appraisal to purchase the lease interest from the city. That's $20 million. That comes from valuing your stream of payments plus your reversion interest. As the appraisers all said, that is the only way you value this ground lease. Then there's the site work that we have to perform. As one of the members of the community noted, we probably haven't done a great job of really publicizing all the money that has to go into this project from the start. Before we can build a single building here, we're going to be about $150 million worth of equity into the project in the form of construction to get the ground ready to house a building. That's utility lines, spine roads, mass grading, deep dynamic compaction, all the things necessary that when someone goes online and says a piece of land in Keystone just sold for $1.4 million an acre, well, all that utility work was already done. That's costing us $50 million for the 50 acres. Okay, so you have $20 million for the purchase price, and then you have $50 million on the horizontal development. Then we also have the $5 million of the $17 million that we initially paid when we entered into this agreement, the $5 million that applies to this 50 acres. That gets you to a total value of $75 million. That would be our cost basis in the 50 acres. Mind you, that excludes carry cost, which is the cost for us to provide the staff there, the cost for us to keep the lights on in the offices, the cost for us to pay our debt financing. In addition, that excludes the cost of if I remove the fill from the site, which is an incremental $5.5 to $6 million. That $75 million on the 50 acres equates to approximately $19,000 per acre. As you'll see in the appraisals, that falls, sorry, $19,000 per unit. As you can see in the appraisals, that's right smack in the middle of the market. That's more than they paid for the land at Miami World Center, and right in line with where land is selling at in Midtown Miami. So for people to be saying that we're getting a bargain is incorrect. The sales price that the city is selling at is simply the sales price of their interest, and that interest is only for a fraction of the total fee simple value of that property. So if we were to sell at the $60 million number that people keep saying, I'd actually be losing $15 million.
Can we have the motion?
Sure.
It's 11:30.
If I might again make my motion to continue the item to the next available opportunity for the council to meet, whether that be in 1 week, 2 weeks, or 6 weeks, to again revisit this matter. I'll let staff let us know when they feel like they're in a good place.
No, we and Councilman Galvin and if we're gonna move it, we're gonna postpone the vote, and we cannot say 2 weeks, 6 weeks, or whatever it is. We need to.
I'll motion to continue this for a length of 2 weeks for the opportunity to continue negotiations.
No later than the next council agenda.
I would second that.
Mr.
No
Mayor,
later than.
No
Yeah.
later than.
forgive
No
me,
later
but-
than this. Did you hear? And Mr. City Clerk, that's the motion.
So it would be continued to a date and time certain of your next
No
council
later
meeting?
than the next
No
council,
later
than the next council meeting.
October the 28th, which is our next council meeting.
It can be 2 days, 5 days, 1 week.
Regine,
or-
do you have a notice issue if we put a date? I think we need a date and time certain for the next meeting, and then it could be continued.
If we
to that.
said no later
just-
than the next council meeting, the next council meeting is on the 28th.
It would be
We-
publicly
I'm-
noticed within a
I'm
reasonable
concerned
time.
about notice issues. if
Well, it would
we-
be, it wouldn't be
24 hours.
tomorrow, right? So let's say it's next week, so then we would publicly notice it for a
Okay.
special meeting within
So
a reasonable time, whatever
we have the
that would be.
ability to
40
renotice on that kind of time frame.
Correct.
All we have
Okay.
to do is put a memo downstairs, and we've noticed it.
Okay.
Okay? No later than the next council meeting.
Meeting adjourned?
And
Ma-
you said, yes, go ahead.
May I make a request through the mayor to staff that the most recent version of the contract and the most recent version of any amendments be posted on the website? Because what's on the website right now does not match our red line copy.
Well, if you recall, Councilwoman, the agenda was published on Thursday, and we were working on the document up until today.
Well, somewhere,
actually.
somewhere on
So-
our website, so we all are working, so the public can have, I mean, I'm thanking
Yes,
you
sir.
all for the transparency, but the public wants to know, they want to be able to review it, make comments, but, you know, Mr. Wallen's down there making comments on 2 versions ago. So I think if we're all working from, and even Alita Partners can have the most recent, we all need to be working from the same
Right,
documents.
but here's the challenge, right? So if we are making changes as we
As
go.
of tonight, maybe just as of tonight, what's the most recent, so we can get a starting point.
Okay.
That's been make sure everybody is ready before we publish in the agenda. The
Well-
one that you're gonna
Are you guys
put
on the
online, that's
agenda?
the one we're gonna be working
But
on.
it's a working document is what I'm
You
saying.
never
So
have
we
the
will,
final
we
until
will,
you vote on it.
we will.
Okay.
We will accommodate that.
Okay. The motion was made and who seconded the motion?
I seconded it.
Okay. What is the motion? City Clerk? Thank you. Anyone wish to record a no? And staff gonna sit down with every council member and see what will be the next date. If we can do it before or whatever it is.
Okay.
Okay. should be adjourned.
And now on to the rest of the agenda.
You guys can't leave us like that. That's not fair.
What do we have now? Next item on the agenda. G. You have to. You have all that? Can we, is there anything we can change or remove?
I'll go ahead
That's
and
not
make a
important.
motion, once we read tab G for the record, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve tab G.
Tab G.
Have you seen it?
Hey, in the microphone. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it. I mean, I just got it.
Proposed resolution. Turn on his.
We don't want it.
But it's okay. What's happened?
Make a motion.
Proposed resolution of the vice mayor as acting mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, adopting the city of North Miami downtown actions and concert plan to serve as a visual design and planning guide for future private and public redevelopment in the city of North Miami area and major corridors, providing for an effective date and all other purposes.
I'd like to make a motion to table this or continue this to next council meeting since we just got the plans and drawings this evening.
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay. And next. Anyone wish to record a no? That's
Passes 4-0. Retable. What you mean table for 4-0? For
tab K.
tab K is tab H. Proposed resolution of the vice mayor as acting mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing a submittal of a grant application and authorizing the city manager and the city attorney to negotiate and execute an agreement between the city of North Miami and the Economic Development Administration, EDA, for grant funds from the Investment, Public Works and Economic Facilities Program, providing for an effective date and all other purposes.
Move second. Anyone wish to record a no?
Who moves it?
I move it. Scott.
I'll second. I'll second the councilwoman's motion.
Okay.
Next. Tab I.
Tab I.
Aye.
Did they,
We voted 4-0.
did public hearing? Did you?
No,
No.
we don't.
Go ahead. Tab H. We vote.
Aye.
Anybody on tab H?
Louis.
Aye. Tab I. Keep on going. Is that legal?
Tab I, proposed resolution of the
Public
vice
hearing?
mayor and acting mayor of the and the city council of the
wanna
city
say
of North Miami, Florida, approving the selection
Yeah.
of limousines of South Florida Inc. for the operation and maintenance of citywide public transportation services in accordance with the terms and conditions and specification contained in the request for proposal number 48-1213, community transportation services at a cost not to exceed $600,000 a year, further authorizing the city manager and the city attorney to negotiate and execute a non-exclusive agreement for providing of state services for a term of 3 years with 2 options to renew the agreement for 1 year prior period each, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Public hearing is open on tab I. Public hearing is open on tab I. Public hearing is now closed.
Move approval.
Second.
Anybody?
Any questions?
Yeah, who's the owner of the company?
Mr. Levy, Mr. Mark Levy, living,
Oh, okay,
is the owner. He's here.
okay. No, I just wanted to know.
Okay.
Anyone wish to record a no?
This is 420.
Next. Tab J.
Tab J, propose resolutions of the vice mayor as acting mayor of and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the city administration ranking and selection of Woodway Construction LLC to furnish labor, materials, equipment, facilities, tools, supplies, maintenance of traffic, route pruning, sprinkler and driveway repairs, restoration of abetting area, and other related services required by sidewalk replacement and installation at specified location in accordance with the terms and conditions and specifications contained in the invitation for bid number 48-1314 sidewalk replacement and new installation project District 2, further authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute an agreement for the stated services at a cost no exceed $272,383, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded on public hearing.
Public hearing. Move. Public hearing is open on tab J. Public hearing is now closed. Move second. Anyone wish to record a no?
Item passes 4-0.
Next.
Tab
Okay.
K, propose resolutions of the vice mayor as acting mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the selection of Risk Management Associates, Inc., DBA, Public Risk Insurance Agency, for the provisions of insurance coverage as required by law and in accordance with the terms and conditions and specifications contained in the request for proposal number 52-1314, police professional liability insurance coverage services, further authorizing the city manager and the city attorney to execute an agreement and substantially the attached form for the insurance coverage period commencing October 31st, 2014 through October 31st, 2015 at a cost no exceed $161,778.13, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Tab K. Public hearing is open on tab K. Public hearing is now closed.
Move approval.
Second. Anyone wish to record a no? Any questions? No.
Item
Next.
passes
And Louis, if you would
4-0.
just project into the microphone a little bit, please. Thank you.
Okay, tab L. Proposed ordinance of the vice mayor as acting mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, amending the chapter 5 of the code of the ordinance entitled Building Standards and Regulations to include provisions for maintenance and of property, landings, walls, fences, and exterior property areas, and providing for the relocation of Article 7 entitled Abandoned Real Property Registration to Chapter 12 of the Code of Ordinances, providing for repeal, conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Public hearing is open on tab L. Public hearing is open on tab L. Public hearing is now closed. Can I hear a motion or
So
Yeah.
moved.
Second.
roll call?
Can I make two small requests, Councilwoman?
Uh-huh.
The first is the staff brought to my attention that the building permits are not currently authorized to be prominently displayed on a particular site, meaning that when someone is doing some work, they don't have to post a building permit identifying that there is work that is being done on a particular site. So they would like just to add a sentence on section 5-32, which says that it shall be unlawful to start any construction in the city without first obtaining a permit, which shall be, and I would like to add, which shall be prominently displayed on the premises or site. Yes.
Yeah, and okay, that's the proposed amendment by staff. And can I hear a motion
So
on the item with
And-
the amendment?
Okay. And,
So-
and my second request is that the effective date be November 1st, because some of these section numbers are gonna change, so we have to change the numbers in Eden, and they require a little more time. Staff needs a little more time to make the changes.
That's one amendment.
That's not an amendment to the ordinance. This is just the effective date of when it's going to
Oh,
be
okay.
implemented.
Okay,
So rather
okay.
than tomorrow,
Okay.
we're asking for 2
understand.
weeks so
Okay.
that we can make the changes in the system, so that all the tickets are reflecting the
Okay.
correct and the new section numbers.
Are
I'll
you-
make a motion
Thank you.
contingent upon the city attorney's suggestions.
Motion to continue. To
And
continue
sec-
to the next council
No,
meeting?
no, no,
No,
the
no.
effective date
Oh,
will be
Oh.
November 1st of the ordinance, rather than it being tonight.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Keys,
Yes.
Councilwoman Stereo. Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bien-Aimé.
Yes.
4.
Tab
I
M.
pass 4-0.
Tab M.
Proposed ordinance of the Vice Mayor as acting mayor of the city of North Miami, as acting mayor and the City Council of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending Chapter 7 of the North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Finance by amending Article 3 entitled Procurement Code.
No, that's M. M as in Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry. M. Tab M, proposed ordinance of the Vice Mayor as acting mayor and the City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, amending Chapter 29 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Redevelopment Regulations by amending Article 3, Division 2, entitled General Development Review Procedures, specifically at Section 3-210, entitled Certificate of Reoccupancy, requiring a certificate of reoccupancy each time there is a transfer of title of real property to only determine compliance with the zoning district requirement set forth in the land redevelopment regulations, and allowing the issuance of conditional certificates of reoccupancy where there are no previously existing and cited uncorrected life, safety, and code violation in the property, providing for repeal, conflicts, severability, codification, and for an effective date.
Public hearing is open on tab N. Public hearing is now closed.
Move approval.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Stereo,
Yes.
Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bien-Aimé,
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Item pass 4-0.
Thank you. Tab O is a request, and we said that before. And second Tuesday of November will be Veterans Day,
Correct.
and we wanna change the council meeting date to the 12th.
To the 12th. It's going to be in December. Yeah. Sorry, not December. Sorry, in the week of Thanksgiving, November 25th, I believe. Yeah, it's a short meeting normally that Tuesday. It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving week.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
through you to the city manager, I brought this up at the CRA meeting. I'll bring it up again tonight.
Mhm.
Normally, the meeting where the new mayor is sworn in is very ceremonial,
Correct.
except for maybe some minor points of business. Is it our intent that if we move this to the 12th of November, we're still going to, A, swear in the new mayor, and B, keep it mostly ceremonial?
Yes, that's the intent.
What you mean? That's mean we're not gonna have any other item on the agenda?
No, the item on November 12th, that is, right?
Yeah, right. No,
We're gonna swear in, and then after that we continue our council.
but normally,
that,
in years past,
It's a light agenda.
it's a very
Light,
light
Like
agenda.
consent,
right?
Yes.
A very
consent
Consent
agenda.
It's a light
agenda
agenda.
items.
We're not going to
Yeah.
be bringing back Biscayne Landing.
Biscayne Landing,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
we're not going to be voting on any
Right.
major issues. So,
Because in honesty, it's not fair to the new mayor
Right.
and his family and all the
But we have-
pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
The 12th is cool with me. I mean, obviously, we can't be here on Veterans Day, so
but the Wednesday.
just the next day.
Yes. And this is going to be a special meeting because our meetings are scheduled for the Tuesday. So,
All right, move approval of tab O. We did,
yeah.
right, we did the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, and second, anyone wish to record a no?
Sorry, Vice Mayor. The motion is made for tab O by Councilman Galvin.
Second by
second
Stell.
Councilwoman Stereo,
Yes,
and 4-0.
yes. Now we're gonna open citizen forum and,
Oh, one more item,
Street renaming.
the street renaming.
oh, okay.
Tab D.
Tab P. Discussion regarding renaming of street to Joyce and Red Mumford.
They're, Lewis, they're waving at us in the back again to make sure you speak into the mic.
Discussion renaming discussion regarding renaming of street to Joyce and Red Mumford, specifically Northwest 134th Street between 7th and 10th Avenue.
Thank you. Wait, that's what it is, and can I motion on it?
I'd like to, excuse me, I'd like to motion and not just gloss over it, I know it's late, but wanted to announce the passing of a very wonderful lady, longtime citizen of North Miami, Joyce Mumford, for those who hadn't heard. And Joyce passed away last week. She had moved to North Miami in 1977 when she married her husband, William Red Mumford, who was also an activist in our city. I don't have to name everything, but Joyce was a member, a director, officer of just about every organization in our city, from the Orchid Society, Miami Pioneers, Historical Society. She was still the vice president of the Kiwanis. She was Miami Mayor's Economic Task Force in 2006. And they've lived there for so long. Everybody knew her. She was a officer in her homeowners association, Sunkist, and I think it would be a nice thing. We're looking to rename 134th Street between Northwest 7th and Northwest 10th Avenue.
We move with second. You second?
Yeah.
You have question?
Yes, next time I would appreciate it if I know it because it's in my district, and nothing against Joyce because she has been a very good person, very much active in the homeowners association, but it's just not fair that if we want to do something in a council person district and not to give them the respect of actually allow them to participate in the process.
It was kind
But
of last minute because
I
she just
will-
passed a couple days ago, and I
Yeah, but-
apologize for that.
Yeah, but we could have time though to do it.
Councilwoman, my apologies. The courtesy, actually, I met yesterday. The item was brought up to me when I was reviewing council agendas with Councilwoman Keys, but I should have sent you a copy of the discussion item as well.
No problem. Just move the item.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes,
Who-
go ahead.
Who made the motion?
Wait,
for
wait,
this item?
we will get there.
Okay.
Yes.
I also want to add my sympathies to the Mumford family. I managed to get back in town for the services on Sunday afternoon and was really touched to see a lot of people from the community there. And Red and Joyce meant a lot to North Miami West Side, Sunkist,
Yep.
Historical Society in a lot of ways. So our sympathies really go out to them. And if I might make an amendment, I think what we want to be doing is renaming it Red and Joyce Mumford Street. The actual title presented to us tonight just says Red and Joyce Mumford, not Red and
Okay.
Joyce Mumford Street, just for clarification. But
Put street instead of avenue. And
Street.
Yeah.
It's 134th Street.
thank you, Mr.
Okay, Louis.
Okay.
It's not an amendment. You just add streets.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
just for process sake, this would have to come back via resolution.
Okay.
Because the county requires a written
Okay,
document. So we
okay.
would,
No, we vote on it. Then it's gonna come back as a resolution. What happened? Can you speak on? Huh? What happened?
The man, Claude. I was just explaining to the city attorney that we'll be waiting to have a resolution for that street renaming, and that will push back the one that we just passed the resolution for, because the county like to receive them as a package when we have them that close.
Okay, okay. Not just one every time.
Not one every time.
Okay.
I mean, if we have them mount apart, that give them a chance to pass on and do the next one.
That's fine.
But when we have them so close, we prefer having them as a package.
Okay. And move second. Anyone wish to record a no pass?
I'm sorry.
Who moved it to second?
Councilwoman Keys
I second.
and still seconded,
Okay.
and we all vote on.
So you
and-
said 4-0, Mayor?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, citizen forum. Anyone wish to speak?
Experiences and memories are something that cannot be replaced nor copied. However, they can be created. They're created with passion. My experience at Rockin' Ranch was amazing. I cannot state how I fully feel about this beautiful ranch. I still remember my full story on my experience there, and I would like to share it with you and why I'm so passionate about this subject. The first time I stepped onto this ranch, I was about 2. I took a pony ride and it was magical and beautiful like all kids dream of. I then later on had a little birthday party and brought my cousins and friends. I rode a pony named Buddy and another one named Susie. I remember being so excited to ride a pony for the first time. Little did I know I would be spending the next part of my life going there every single day to feed, wash, and ride my own horses. A couple years went by. I went to the ranch again. This time I was 10. I remember getting a phone call from my sister saying we got a horse. I was shocked and a little bit upset I couldn't be there to pick out my horse. But now I'm glad I wasn't there because I know that if I was, I wouldn't wanted the horse that we got. She was skinny, beat up, and completely crazy. For the first time, I got to the ranch. I walk out of the car and go down the sidewalk with my dad. A little girl that is now my best friend walks up to me and says, "I fed your horse and cleaned her stall." I explained to her I haven't even seen my horse yet, and she led me to her stall. I was expecting a big, beautiful white horse that was easy to ride, but that didn't end up happening. I couldn't ride my horse for 7 months. I had no idea how to ride a horse that crazy. I still volunteered for Miss Chance. Miss Chance knew I would eventually have an amazing bond with that horse. She knew we were a great match. Whenever I would doubt myself, she was there for me. She told me things no one else told me. I then researched and researched about my horse's past so I could ride her well. The only thing I didn't do was trust her with my life. I was scared. A lot of things happened to her in the past and I didn't want to do anything to make her worse. The ranch gave me hope and the ranch taught me. I want to teach everybody things I learned because they're truly beautiful. After that, I wasn't afraid to ride any horse. Miss Chance was right the whole time. Later on, I met new people that are now my best friends. I also got 2 more horses and do stunning things with them. Another 6 months went by and we came to the end of Rockin' and Ranch. I was devastated and now I have my horses in Davie. It is fun, but it's not the same. I can't see the smile on the customers' faces or my friends. That's why I still go to the ranch, not in Davie, but Miami. Even with no horses or people there, I sit there. I sit where the horses used to graze and I remind myself of the past. I remind myself that this was the place people could come to forget about all their worries and angers. As I sit in the grass, I remind myself that this was the place where so many people fell in love. They fell in love with the horses, the ranch, and the people. I think of how Miss Chance's little office was always full of volunteers, customers, and sometimes even horses. We were all a family. And as I sit in the grass, I remind myself of this complication. Usually I would get frustrated and think of the worst things. When I'm sitting on the grass at the ranch, it makes me happy, not angry or sad. Yeah, I miss things how they were, but if you think of it, it shows how passionate we are, how much we care for 5 little acres with 14 little stalls. Isn't that crazy? One small mistake and it ruins our whole lives. This ranch is such an important piece of land to so many people. The ranch holds the way we changed, the way we grew up. This one.
You're doing great.
Hello, my name is Salome. Me and my mom have been the ones emailing you all about everything. Our petition, we have over 500 signatures and everything from people in the city. I come here not for pity, but for an understanding. 6 years ago, I walked into the ranch as a volunteer, not knowing anything about the equine world. Last April, I left not only knowing more than I had ever imagined about horses, but owning one and knowing what I wanted to pursue the rest of my life. It became a daily routine for many of us to go care for the horses. We were the ones running the ranch from food orders to daily health care when Miss Chance was in the hospital. And it's what she's taught us to do since day one of growing up with her. I understand it's the past, but it's significant to this ranch's future. The family ranch represents the former boarders and volunteers of the barn when we left. The community of North Miami has seen these faces for as long as the past 8 years, a lifetime for many of the kids in the community who have been riding with us since they were as little as 1. They are welcomed by our familiar faces and have grown to trust these volunteers and horse owners with these 1,600-pound animals. This is also why we call ourselves the Family Ranch, not because we're a private club, but because it was our goal to allow the community to instill trust and feel happiness around the horses and volunteers as if they were really part of our family. We are unable to attend the last meeting, not because we were not, just because we were not notified, but our passion is definitely not to be questioned. This will be evident in the speeches you'll hear today. All the workers and volunteers have adequate knowledge on horses. We have stayed in touch with former customers and the community since we've been gone in April. Recently, we opened a petition and have over 500 signatures. It is evident who the community believes should provide these experiences to them. They have seen us work and have witnessed our passion. Now, all we need is you to help us continue this and to provide as much to the community under the leadership of the family ranch. We've made plans for this ranch to have summer camps, ride accommodated to the young and the disabled, lessons on many forms of riding, grooming lessons to teach the children about daily care and more. Help us bring back these familiar horses and faces to the community and allow us to provide the community with extraordinary opportunities for everyone to enjoy.
Getting something that you care about taken away is a terrible thing. But getting the place that you love ripped away from you, right out of your hands, that's pretty painful. And maybe it might even be categorized as a traumatic experience for some of us. We all spent thousands of hours at this barn, years, and we spent them with each other as well as the community of North Miami. Everyone's beliefs, ideas, opinions, even experiences are 100% respected, encouraged even, but calling us a private club and not making us aware of the meeting that we would have been first to attend had we been notified is not a belief, nor is it an idea, opinion, or experience. It is morally wrong, amongst other things. I, for one out of many, have spent years at this barn, cleaning up after the horses, learning about these fascinating animals, teaching the children what I've learned, and I can tell you firsthand that watching the smile spread across a child's face after being nuzzled by a horse or seeing a trick that they've learned, it's pretty amazing. I was one of those children. Never did I ever think that I would be here speaking to the city council. I was one of the children who would beg their parents to take them to see these beautiful creatures on the weekends and would not stop until they did. After a few years, I began to volunteer at the barn. I spent every weekend here, every single hot summer day. This isn't a hobby, it's a passion, and it's something that fuels your soul. It wakes you up in the morning with a smile on your face. This barn is what kept me going. It's what kept all of us going. I met my best friends here, all of which are in the crowd today, or at least were because it's like 12. I met the love of my life, a beautiful pink pony named Buddy here. If it weren't for this barn, I would not be the person I am today, and believe me, I wouldn't have it any other way. This is one place where the whole community, no matter who you are, where you come from, how you think, nothing, it doesn't matter. We come together as one because we are not a private club. We could almost be considered a meeting place for everyone to melt together and become familiar with each other and find the family you choose yourself, your friends. Now, I'd like to believe that every one of you here have something that you love dearly. You know, it gives you butterflies and it sends a tingle down your spine. I don't have to specify what it is. It could be a person, an animal, a book, anything. It comes straight to your mind, right? Just something that makes you happy. Now imagine getting this torn away from you almost. You think it's going to be 3 to 6 weeks, but it's already been 6 months. You have a chance of getting it back and reliving these memories, and you fight for it, and you give it your all. You give it time that you don't have. And right before we signed the last contract, we find out that there was a meeting and that we weren't called to attend to it. Obviously, it was a mistake, and we understand that now, but I don't think, okay. The family ranch has everything that we need, and we turned in everything on time. I don't understand why it's been revoked. Is that really what should be done just because some people came here and spoke? Well, if coming to the City Hall chamber and delivering our speeches is what it takes, here we are, many more people here to support this cause, all together. But, you know, again, it's 12. It's a family, and we would have been a family had it been earlier on in the night. Thank you.
Thank you. Public.
Hello. I'm sorry. I'd just like to apologize on behalf of us about the disruption earlier. As you can see, we are very passionate about what we do, so I'm sorry if that got a little bit out of hand. At the young age of 14, I lost one of my best friends. Angie, she fell off her balcony and my world had changed forever. I went into a fast depression. Being so young, I didn't know how to deal with the intense emotions that I was now feeling. There was nothing anyone can do. My mom tried, my sister tried, but what helped me the most was a small little piece of land in the center of North Miami, Rockin' Inn Ranch. I already had been working here for 4 years at the time, but at this turning point in my life, I dedicated all of my time to this special place. Miss Chance became my savior, and the horses became my only escape. Then one day I met Maurice, a young boy diagnosed with autism who was initially terrified of all large animals. He would kick, scream, and cry after every attempt to get him on the horse. And the slim days he got on the horse, I would have to use all my strength to keep him from jumping off. After months of trying, I was just about to give up, when one day he came running up to me and he tried to jump on the horse himself. His dad helped him up and we went outside. For the first time, he was completely still. And I will never forget what his dad said to me. He told me that I had just changed his son's life forever, and this will always be with me. Years have passed, and this summer I turned down admittance from many universities, such as the University of Florida and many others, to stay here in my community of North Miami, attending the Honors College at Miami-Dade. I work a full-time job, and I'm a full-time student in order to support my very own horse, Duchess, which would have never been financially possible without this barn in North Miami. This barn and this community helped me in my deepest moments and shaped me to become who I am today. My name is Celine Martinez. I have been working at this barn for the past 8 years, and prior to that, my sister worked here. I was one of those children that were practically raised at this barn, and I am the family ranch.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Galina, and I would like to start off saying that this barn is my life. I was at this barn since I was a baby. I even have pictures to.
At this barn since I was a baby. I even have pictures to prove it.
Hello. My name is Fabian Ingalina and I represent the family ranch. This is my family, my kids. I don't have much to say. I'm going to be very short tonight. But we are not a private club like the chairman said the other, September 23rd when you made the last meeting in North Miami City. And I want to respond a couple of questions you asked about the 10% of what. We offer 10% of the pony rides, 10% of horseback rides, lessons. We want to make program parties, summer camp program. We're going to have a photography, pictures for customers, stables, and all the income the ranch made. So that's the 10% we offer to pay to the city. So I can say tonight, and we are not a private club. We are a family. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Faye Martinez, and I've been living in North Miami for 25 years. And you have heard one of my daughters speak. Yes, they grew up at the ranch ever since they couldn't even walk, and I would take them there to the pony rides, and of course they loved it. My oldest daughter worked there when she was young as a volunteer, and then my younger daughter worked there as a volunteer. Between the two of them, they have about 10 years of volunteer hours at the ranch. And it's been absolutely wonderful. It's also the only reason that we actually own a horse now. She owns a horse and she takes care of it herself. Of course, I purchased it for her. I don't think I would have ever imagined that it was possible to be a middle-class family living in a city owning a horse. But because of the situation with the ranch and Miss Chance, also, the support group of the family ranch and all the people that are involved in this family ranch project, it was actually possible to do that. It wasn't as crazy as it might have seemed at first. With all due respect to Mr. Walland, I've known Mr. Walland for a long time. I don't know if he remembers me, but we had block parties together years before. His kids are a little bit older. His daughter Jessica taught my daughter Celine ballet when she was 3 years old. I understand he knows the ranch, but I really would like to know when the last time was that he even visited the ranch, because his kids are, you know, a little bit too big to be going there anymore. So I don't know if he really is aware of what is going on there and how passionate and how close-knit and welcoming to anyone that visits the park, you know, this group of people really is. When they closed the ranch for the renovations, you know, that was the logical thing, and we understood it had to be repaired and fixed up, and that was actually very commendable of the city that they were willing to, you know, to do that. I just don't understand the way that it was handled after that, because it would assume, you know, it would assume logical to me that the people that were boarding there before they closed it for the renovations, that they would be the first ones to have, you know, some first right to be able to come back. A lot of these children would not be owning horses if it wasn't for the situation that it is. For the last 6 months, they've had to board their horses in Davie, and you can imagine if they go to school during the week, they cannot go there during the week. Parents cannot drive them back and forth to Davie during the week, so they're limited to weekends only. Plus the extra costs in gas and in paying other people to feed the horses, which they would normally do themselves when it was, you know, pretty much next door to where they were living. So that, you know, kind of abrupted all the you know, their routines and what they had been living for, and it's been a very long time. Then they thought it was in the bag and that the contract was approved. Mr. Fabian also already had taken out insurance. We were convinced we had been given the bid and everything was going to be, you know, working out great. And then without being notified, we found out that someone else came here and said a few things that weren't really even true, and the council members decided to retract the bid. And that's why we're here again now to, you know, to tell you that some of the things that were mentioned are not quite correct. And if there's any questions on your behalf, I'm sure we will all be very willing to respond to it. I watched the video. I wasn't here either because we didn't know. I watched the video of that meeting. There were some questions asked if Mr. Fabian was able to run a business. He runs a very successful business. He has a trucking business. So there's no doubt in my mind that he can actually run the business. Another thing I want to mention is that the people that are bidding against us haven't been at the ranch for quite some time. They weren't boarding at the ranch recently. They left on not so good terms, I have to tell you honestly, and there used to be a lot of drama that I tried to stay far away from. And I have to tell you that ever since Mr. Fabian just stepped up to the plank, and it just kind of happened. That wasn't his intention. It just kind of fell in his lap, and he embraced it. And I have to tell you that he's done a terrific job, a terrific job.
Thank you.
Isn't it just clear and obvious? Can't you see the passion there? I mean, this is just so real, and it's give them the ranch, man. It's just so simple.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm gonna make it short because I know everybody's tired. We are tired. The kids are very tired and need to go to bed. So my name is Nathalie Billon, and I'm the mother of one of the child, Salome Billon. And we left the ranch on April 25th with very, very hopeful, with a positive mind, and the wish to bring it back to the community. We all came together to prepare the proposal under the leadership of Fabien, that we know has a great family man and a real and experienced horse lover, and also a great businessman, I believe. So today we stand before you. As the last time we were not represented the council got misled, and we just wanted to have a chance to speak to you and for you to get to know us. We send you emails, a small video about who we are, and hopefully that's going to make a difference. Thank you for your time, and good night.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is now closed. Now, council reports. Councilwoman Still. Report.
Oh. No, I don't have a report, but I would like to see the picture though. If you don't mind, bring the pictures over. I would like to see it.
Thank you very much. And Councilwoman Keys, report.
Good night. No reports.
What happened to it? It died? And Councilman Scott Galvin.
No reports tonight, Mr. Mayor.
And a couple announcement. No. Go ahead.
Thank you. The city of North Miami, together with Miami-Dade College, we will, first of all, month of October is International Creole Month. So the city of North Miami partnered with Miami-Dade Community College, not Community College, Miami-Dade College. We will have a half-day conference, so you guys, we all are invited. It will be October 23rd between the hours of 9 to 12, so you are all invited. It's in North Campus.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And let me invite everyone. And for Saturday, October 25th, we're going to have a shooting for awareness. It's, the month of October is put aside and to raise awareness about breast cancer. And that Saturday, we're going to have a full day of youth basketball. And it's from 9 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. We're going to have 6 varsity girl basketball teams. We're going to have North Miami Senior High School basketball team. We're going to have Miami Country. We're going to have Cooper City High School. We're going to have Flanagan High School. And we're going to have Archbishop McCarthy High School. And we are going to have Allendale Beach High School. The whole day, we're going to talk about breast cancer. We're going to talk about prevention. And it's going to be a day of basketball too, and talk to the kids, and they can encourage their parents to be tested early. That means it's a shooting for awareness. It's a day of basketball, and it's going to be Saturday, October 25th, 2014. It's going to be at North Miami Senior High School. It's going to be all day, and it's going to be a family fun. Please be with us. And then we're going to have Fall Festival with Bookman Experience. It's going to be for November the 1st, Saturday, November 1st, from 7 to 11 at Mocha Plaza. Bookman Experience is going to be, we're going to have a lot of fun, a nice group. We're going to have Halloween haunted trails and kids fun zone. It's going to be Friday, October 24 from 7 to 11. It's at Enchanted Forest, that 1725 Northeast 135th Street in North Miami. It's every year. It's going to be this year for Halloween. It's going to be the 24th from 7 to 11. I think admission is going to be $5 for 4 and over, and free for kids 3 and under. Those are the 3 events, and the last one is going to be this Saturday, October 18, from 10 to 2 at Griffin Park. It's going to be in collaboration with Florida Immigrants Coalition and Florida New Americans. It's going to be a citizen drive. That means if you're not a citizen yet, we're gonna have that citizen drive where we're gonna be able to file your application, and we're gonna have staff that gonna be there and help you out. It's gonna be this Saturday, and we encourage all the residents living in North Miami or anywhere in the county. It's gonna be at Griffin Park, 12220 Griffin Boulevard in North Miami. It's a citizen drive. If you have your green card, you wanna apply for citizenship, come. You're gonna have Creole, Spanish, and English speaking.
And
It's
Argentinian.
what happened?
I'm sending Argentinian too.
Spanish. Do you speak
Spanish,
Spanish?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
yeah, it's everybody. That means this Saturday, October 18th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's conclude my reports, and city attorney,
None, thank you.
city manager.
Just one on the recycling program, but I think I'll meet with you individually to discuss.
With recycling.
Recycle Bank.
Hmm?
We've been getting a lot of complaints about Recycle Bank. Their contract expired on September 24th, but I'll be meeting with you guys individually.
You didn't renew it last year?
No, we were on a month-to-month. I will
Oh.
be meeting with you individually to go through.
Okay, and we are gonna
Yeah,
adjourn and
I want to say something else, the last thing.
okay.
I want you to please reconsider the bid the family ranch already win, please.
Okay.
All right? Thank
Okay.
you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.